Hey everybody, so as you can see, attractive start as always, this time with bandages on my head. There's a shot of the background. I think it's so pretty, so I just had to quickly share. First of all, I am gluing that eyebrow down with a Pritt stick just in case I do happen to go there with liquid latex. Not sure that I was going to, but I just thought it'd be for the best if I did cover it, and then it would mean that I didn't have to go back for it and wait for it to dry and all that kind of stuff. So I just did that first. And yeah, I mean, I'm a bit of a pro at that now. I've stuck down my eyebrow so many times this past week, it's unbelievable. So the next thing that I did was I started to lay down liquid latex, just applying that with a sponge and then just taking lengths of cotton wool, putting them on, leaving them on there just for a minute and then starting to kind of pull at that. So pulling off the majorly fluffy bits and kind of leaving almost kind of a very uneven base of like bits of the cotton wool that is thoroughly stuck to the liquid latex. I thought it'd give a really interesting texture and I just thought it would quite fit with the mummy. And the reason I'm doing this is I was supposed to do this last year. I'm doing this look because I'm a huge fan of the film The Mummy, and I really, really love that film, and I love the second one as well. And then recently, Glam and Gore Mikey, she did a mummy as well. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe it. But yeah, I wanted to do it still anyway because it's a look that I've wanted to do. I think it's quite a simple one, really. Just a bit of latex and cotton, and then just a little bit of paints and just some bandages. It's really quite cheap and it's not like a whole face. So if you wanted to have a go at something that is SFX but you don't want to do a whole face look, I think that the mummy's quite a nice one to do. You just always want to be kind of careful if you're going out with it that you are okay with like breathing with your nose and that you know that your mouth's not covered as well. But that's what it looks like so far. And then I went on to do the same on my cheek. So I kind of put the bandages on, wrapped them around my face to kind of get an idea of where I was going to go with all of these shapes. And then if you can see, I've got pencil marks on my face. I kind of marked with pencil the areas where I was going to wrap the bandage across and then the area that would be exposed. So just again, liquid latex, building up that cotton wool, letting it dry, and then pulling off the bits. And it just leaves a nice texture. And then after I've done that, going back over with the liquid latex and covering that cotton with liquid latex just to give it a nice setting, sticks it firmly to the skin and just gives it a flatter finish. You don't want it to be fluffy. When you go to paint it, you want it to be flat. Then using the Kryolan paints, I used a very dark brown. My mummy's quite crusty. It's been there a very long time. So just gone very brown really. Kind of, they are embalmed in their own kind of way, but it's not like some embalming which, you know, the body is really, really preserved. It's the Egyptians' own unique way of doing it. So basically what would happen is the body kind of, the skin almost becomes like a leathery texture. And kind of all the moisture is sucked out of the body. So it's quite interesting if you've ever kind of seen documentaries where they've found kind of like mummified bodies, if they've found them intact at all. But yeah, it just kind of gave like, it's a funny texture of the skin and just the coloration of it. And I just wanted to kind of create that look here. So I just went in with a dark brown and then I took a tan colour and took that on the high points. So all the bits where the cotton were, I went in with a lighter brown just to give texture to it. I didn't want it to be all dark brown. I wanted that texture so it did look like it was crusty and leathery and kind of just very, very textured. Very old skin, kind of as if it all kind of shrunk and shriveled. I thought it would look quite cool. And I did go a little bit further than I wanted to on the face because I thought then if the bandages move or I end up doing it a different way, at least I still have enough area to cover. I also then did black on my eyelid, so when you close your eye it just looks like you've got like a black hole, like it would naturally be. Your eyes would be gone so that you'd be left with like an eye socket. And I did put on mascara because I had to have it, guys. My lashes are like so fine that you can barely see them and I just kind of felt naked without a bit of mascara on. So I did put it on, but not that it makes a huge difference, but it made me feel better. And then going over the high points again, just with a light colour, you can see, and kind of blending that light colour onto those high points. And as you can see, it's just building it. And then I put on some plain, what I'm doing here is just putting on lip balm. So that is just kind of lip balm that I'm putting over the top just to give it kind of a slightly shiny texture to make it look kind of juicy. Because that is what he says, I think, in Mummy 1. He says the mummy, somebody asks, something happens, and he says it was juicy. So I thought that was quite amusing. So I did want it to have a slightly shiny texture to it. It doesn't come off so well on camera, but in person, you could definitely see it. And here is the fun part of trying to actually wrap that up. And yeah, it was a bit mad. I ended up having to kind of go in with the dark brown paint and just kind of painting in those sections where you could still see my skin. As far as the bandages go, these are just cheap bandages from a local sort of chemist, and basically they were white crepe bandages, and I just soaked them in coffee. Basically just how much water? Not very much. I would say about a quarter of a cup of water with 4 large spoons of coffee. Soaked the bandages in overnight, took them out, put them on the line, let them dry, and then put them on. And then basically after I did the video, I washed them and they're back to being as good as new. So there you go. Bandages not wasted. So I put some bandage around my neck as well. It's 3 bandages for the whole of the head. And that is basically the finished look, guys. So I really hope you've enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe as always. I'm going to love and leave you, and I'm going to see you in the next video. And that's it for today. So keep on screaming. Good night. Good night. Oh my god, I did it again.